The US government is posting Halo memes because Halo is getting released on the PlayStation. Did you think you'd ever see it back in the day? That's the equivalent of Mario being released on a Sega console. And in the end, Sega did collaborate with Nintendo. You never thought you'd see Microsoft's main franchise, the franchise that enabled Microsoft's console business, now is going to their rival. The US government is capitalizing on this and dropping loads of Halo memes. So this story also highlights the further fall of modern gaming. AAA gaming is really bad. What did we get from Microsoft? Another Halo remake. It's called Halo Campaign Evolved, and it arrives in 2026, as you can see there on PlayStation 5. It's just Halo 1 again. So they did this before. It's already on the Xbox Series X, but now they're doing it again. So the White House started to use Halo memes, and this started an online debate about the political undertones and overtones of the Halo franchise. And Microsoft are really messing up here. So what have they done in the last year? They have increased the price of the Xbox when it's lagging behind in the current console wars, lagging behind PlayStation 5 sales, lagging behind Switch sales. They also doubled the price of Game Pass. So even my mum said she's going to stop paying for Game Pass because it's too expensive. They destroyed most of that exclusivity. They started releasing all of their franchises, and like the only reason to own their console on other consoles. And now they're releasing Halo on the rival system. What the hell is Microsoft actually doing? So people are trashing this Halo remake already. So one of the first things that people highlighted, which looks bad about the Halo remake, is this retarded decision. So the Needler is a gun in Halo, and you can see its bullets sticking out of the top of the gun. So whoever's making this remake decided to put a graphical representation of where the needles are on the back of the Needler, even though you can see all of the needles. That's like having a clock on something and then putting a smaller clock underneath it for no reason at all. So it's not looking good for the Halo remake. And are you surprised? Obviously, remaking this game again is super lazy. Super duper lazy. Other things people aren't happy about, things like the tires on the Warthog. People are saying there's no suspension travel, the tires are too big, the tread has no lugs. This was made by someone, says Woke Reich on X, who read men like big tires on trucks, but they have no idea that the natural aesthetic of function is what men like. So yeah, I mean, the original, go and look at the development team for the original Halo. It's a bunch of men, because men love video games, and what they made is just a manifestation of things that men like. So when you fill your company with DEI, they don't really know what men want, and so you get soulless, silly slop like this. And guess what? It looks like it's on the Unreal Engine. So I remember when Halo came out, and it sold the system because not only was it a great game, but the graphics were awesome. Men want the latest technology, and now we've just got an Unreal Engine version of it. It's really sad. So why did the White House start posting memes about this? It's because of GameStop. Now, somebody should give GameStop's marketing department a raise. Look what GameStop posted out. GameStop posted a press release, kind of a meme press release, and they declared the console war's over now that Halo is coming out on Microsoft's bitter rivals platform, the PlayStation. They said, for the past 2 decades, the global gaming community has been engaged in an ongoing and increasingly petty conflict known as the console wars. And they talk about how Halo was an Xbox exclusive, and now it's coming out on PlayStation in 2026. And GameStop, they say, as a neutral entity and the world's retail, gaming and trading destination, hereby declares the official cessation of the console wars. All claims to exclusivity are hereby dissolved. Console loyalists, they say, are instructed to cease hostilities, disband militias, and enjoy this new era of gaming. So this kind of meme press release by GameStop was reposted by the Rapid Response account on X, which is an information account of the Trump administration. And they said, number 9, President Trump presides over the end of 20-year console wars. So they know that Halo has a huge fan base, and now they're capitalizing on that to promote their administration. And then GameStop went one further, and they responded, I should say, to GameStop with a picture of Donald Trump shaking Master Chief's hand. And you have to say, it kind of looks like a relatable, believable image. If there's a future war and Donald Trump was president in some weird future, you could totally see Trump supporting the Spartan program, right? And shaking hands with the Spartan. That's what he does because he loves military. The left obviously hate the military. And the White House memes then started flowing on X. The US government posted a meme of Trump as a Spartan. But the one that really was controversial is just this awesome meme that I love, which I think really is a sweet spot for the Trump administration's tone, trying to recalibrate the narrative and just normalize free speech again and just saying what you think without it being so shocking we have to cancel you and destroy you. So Homeland Security posted this meme of a Spartan driving a warthog that says, "Destroy the flood, join ice.gov." So it's an advert for ICE, and this is a metaphor for illegal migration. They are comparing the flood of parasitical economic migrants who are coming to the US over plenty of other safe countries they could stop in, to the flood, which is an invasive parasitic species that assimilates and destroys things. So yeah, it's I mean, you could certainly argue that's offensive, but the days that this franchise was created in, people would say things far more controversial by today's standards without batting an eyelid. No one would care, because this is the kind of shit people say when they're hanging out with their mates and just joking around and stuff. It doesn't mean you want to, like, you know, you actually want to ill-K someone or do anything horrible like that. It just means you don't like illegal migration, and especially all the criminals that come with it. So destroy the illegal migration. There's nothing really that controversial about this, but the left want it to be in this kind of modern era of political correctness. So that meme blew up, and I personally found it really funny. What do you think about it? I'd like to hear what you think about that. Yeah, I mean, the White House posted this, Trump in a Spartan costume. Yeah, GameStop continued with the memes, and they did one of the kind of the fat, I don't even know what it's called, but you know the JD Vance meme where he's all fat and like a big round egg with that maniacal unhinged stare and wry smile. They made that version of JD Vance, Cortana, and then Trump in the Spartan costume. That's from GameStop. So it was a back and forth meme-a-thon by the White House's meme account, which is Top Drawer. And this is another meme I like. They did a pixel art one of Trump in the back of a warthog. So the left melted down when the ICE meme dropped, and they compared illegal migration to the parasitic alien space race, the Flood. So Angry Joe lost his shit, living up to his name. Angry Joe responded to that meme. I really like this. He said, "Fuck ICE and fuck Donald Trump. Get the fuck out of here with using Halo for your shitty, dehumanizing police state propaganda. No one thinks your shit is cool besides your low IQ ha-ha MAGA cult members on X, half of which are bots. You're going to find out soon in the next election." So Angry Joe got really mad. Act Man, he also got really mad. He said, "Only deportation I want to see is the guy who runs this account." So he wants loads of illegal grapey migrants and stabby migrants, but he wants to get rid of the people stopping those people. Okay, so the Act Man got mad. Reddit got mad. There's loads of subreddits right now who are pissed off with this. I'm reading one now. It says, "Official post from ICE. Microsoft needs to sue the fuck out of them." And yeah, man, the left are not happy about this. So now Halo has entered the culture wars. And listen, man, the people who started politicizing games and were the left, that's what Marxists want to do. They need division. They need there to be a conflict to offer you the solution to the thing that they ironically created. So they can't be mad about this because the left achieved their aim, which is making everything political. You can't look anywhere without being brought into political conversation where you're either branded a heretic or part of the cult. So the left started this shit. If you don't like it, okay, do you know what? I think it's quite funny these, but I'm totally happy for all that political stuff to stop as long as you stop politicizing games. Now you see what it's like. But the difference here is it's all right when the left do it, but it's not all right when the people on the right do it. They were silent for ages during the politicization, the leftist politicization of games. And the other thing is their political propaganda goes into the game. You've got body type A and B and all this other propaganda. None of this right-wing politics is actually in the game that overtly. So the left now, once again, exposing their hypocrisy and just showing they live in a bubble because we've had to endure this nonsense for so long. But I do like the fact that the White House are posting Halo memes. I think it's cool. So yeah, was the flood a metaphor for illegal migration? Everyone's now musing over the kind of the inspiration behind Halo. The American Culturalist, for example, gives his opinion. He says, realizing that the flood in Halo was always a metaphor for mass migration. Quote, the flood is a parasitic, hive-minded alien species in the Halo universe that infects and assimilates other life forms to spread its destructive influence. Interesting. So, a lot of people are saying Halo is actually very right-wing. Marty on X says, Halo is right-wing art. Everything about it is fascist and good. It is camp of the saints. It is man against the alien hordes. It is the divine mandate from heaven to conquer the stars. Be interesting to hear what your opinion is about the political undertones and overtones of Halo. So, the Halo memes got so big that the original devs of Halo started talking about it. So we got the guy who composed the Halo music, Marty O'Donnell. He said, when I defeat Susie next year and get to Congress, I will work with the Trump administration to destroy the flood once and for all. So he's very based indeed, is Marty O'Donnell. Follow him on X if you don't already. So yeah, that guy who made the Halo soundtracks, he's actually running for Congress as a Republican. So Jamie Griesmer is a video game designer and former senior employee at Bungie Studios. He was a designer for Halo and also a design lead for Halo 2 and Halo 3. So he's an absolute boss. He started chiming in on the memes. Jamie said, he's obviously a centrist. He said, but also the left has been driven so insane that this tactic is going to work. I fully expect them to say, actually the flood were the real heroes of Halo within a week. So that's how, I mean, it all started with one clever meme by GameStop. The Trump administration exploited that, and then they had a symbiotic relationship, GameStop and the Trump administration, each boosting their own reach and profile by responding to each other's memes. And now everyone's getting involved, the left, the right, including the original developers of Halo. So you love to see it. And Jamie, the producer of Halo 2 and 3, said technically the Gravemind self-deported. His final comment on this is as follows. Leftists hate me because I think they're insane and would side with the flood. Rightists hate me because I don't think we should promote ICE with a vehicle mounted 50 cal. Grums hates me because he's too cheap to pay to read an article before reposting it. I win the internet. What's my prize? So this guy, I kind of like him because he's obviously doesn't really seem to be that politically biased at all. And that's the sign of someone who all they give a fuck about is what is their passion, and that is making games. So, I mean, look, man, the left put DEI into Halo. So if anyone's guilty of politicizing anything, it is the left. You can see Melissa Boone here recently fired Chief of Staff for 343. This is probably the last person on Earth who understands what made Halo great. Halo has been woke for a long, long time. Super, super woke. So don't give me this about right-wing politics and Halo being a problem. So this is a kind of teaser trailer for Halo Infinite, which failed. What did they do as the main character of this? It was your typical, diverse, unattractive, Sweet Baby Inc. style, androgynous type, leftist, sacred figure. That was the front and center of the Halo teaser trailer. And then, of course, the person who... this. That's nothing to do with Halo. That's not the demographic. So the left have politicized and destroyed everything. Just add Halo to the pile. But anyways, everyone's talking about that. You might want to go onto X and get involved in the conversation. You can in an intellectual capacity if you want to analyze the original Halos and what made them great and what kind of political themes there are in that. Take care, everyone. Have a good one, yeah? See you very soon. Cheers.